Now it's really interesting because this video is going to be very different. We're throwing it back to mid-2021 and I really considered whether I should post this or not because I came across this footage out of nowhere. I actually forgot I had any of this or that I did record. I've been so inconsistent with the whole video editing journey of mine that so much footage has been sitting on my camera and I hadn't even taken a second glance. Now, this video is very important to me because it really reflects a part of my life that I was not happy in. Depression is a word that I would really use, and I didn't realize I was almost there, or at least on the bridge, on my way there, until like a year after. It took me a year to recover from the stress of dissertation, the job that I hated. So please keep an open mind. This was my struggle. If you're going through something similar, I hope you relate and you find companionship. Not misery loves company, but that if I can survive it, if I can get through it, I assure you, you can too. Also, please be aware that some of the footage may not be in chronological order. We're throwing it back to January 2021, exactly 2 years ago now. This is my finishing up my degree struggle. I hope you enjoy. So, it is currently, what's the time?
22:34.
It is currently 22:34. I'm like an hour and a half behind what I originally wanted to be on. No, because can you see the desperation in my face, please? Listen. This is real. But it's fine. Like, you know, it's a slow journey. It's a slow process. I've kind of made a promise to myself that I'm not going to go to bed until I've got at least 50 references and I've got all the citations for my references, like bibliography and in text. But that's a task that someone can do when they're absolutely exhausted, because it's just literally manually inputting it inside my reference, blah, 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 and copy and pasting it into the Excel spreadsheet, so that's fine. But I'm like, as long as I have those references, then tomorrow the prime focus will be the literature search and then the starting of the writing. And as I said before, the funny thing is, like, once you've started to see all the research, it's kind of like coming together, even in the notes that I've put. Just fingers crossed. I don't want a 2 weeks extension. I just want to submit. I want to be done with it. So we're on track for now. I just think this is like the turnaround day. If I waste this day and I don't achieve what I've set myself out to achieve, then that's where it can go downhill. Like, every hour is precious. So my mind is kind of frazzled. So I'm gonna spend the next hour, so until exactly 11:30, I'm gonna have dinner that my amazing partner made, because he came around and did all the jobs that I needed doing in the house so I could focus on the stuff. Then we'll get back to it and get the last 20 references and then citations all night. Well, not all night, like I aim. I want to be in bed by 3 a.m. latest, but we'll see. So yeah, losing the absolute will to live right now. Took like a 3-hour break because I am losing it. It's 1:52 a.m. and I've set an alarm for 2:30 because after that I'm done. I'm literally on my 34th reference and I'm praying, throwing up, crying, screaming that I get to 40 before 2:30 because your girl's done. Lord have mercy. I am crying and throwing up. You see how I said I wanted to achieve like 50 references by the end of the night? That's not gonna happen. Clearly. Like, I've really underestimated the reading, note-taking process. Severely. I am aiming to finish this night with 20 references. At least. What time is it? It is almost 1 a.m, 9 minutes to 1. And I am more than halfway to 20, but it's so easy to get distracted. Oh God. So easy to get distracted, and then you're uncomfortable, and never leave your assignments this late. This is all my fault. Like, this is entirely my fault. All of us students that leave this crap till like 1 week or week and a half before, this is all our fault. There is no one else to blame but myself, and it's fine. That's okay. We will get through this, because I really don't want to put got another 2-week extension on this. I'm ready to be done. But you know when you just want something to be done of a good quality, you know? I think the hardest part of the literature review is getting that methodology section done. Once that's done, you can write everything else, but it's just that first section. And then the other thing that I worry about is the presentation. Like the first time that I did my essay.
Yeah, so cute little side note, this is actually my second attempt. I am a top procrastinator, and I'm telling you, if your teachers and lecturers are telling you to plan, just listen and just do it, because the suffering I did for both attempts was not worth my mental health. The worst thing about my first attempt was that I was a completely unserious candidate. I wrote it in 3 days and I submitted it without a conclusion. Of course I was going to fail. Of course I wasn't going to pass. I just wanted to get it done. That was the kind of place I was in, really. Doing this dissertation a second time, I had to start all over again. I completely changed my topic.
It was my lit review, it was extremely rushed to the point where I had a contents page with no numbers, no page numbers. I could not for the life of me figure out how to put that in. I didn't even have an abstract. I didn't even finish off the findings section. That's how bad that first attempt was. So I don't want the same thing. I want to do well. I guess fail to prepare to fail. I'm learning that lesson the hardcore now, because I feel like all of the other assignments that I've ever had, a lit review requires research. Like, I really underestimated, I know it's silly, but I underestimated that severely. Cried, screaming and throwing up. I've deferred this for months. I have put this off for months, and I submitted one in October, and it was a 30 out of 100, of course, because I wrote it in like 5 days, and I don't want to do that again. But today is the 1st of January, 6:51, and my deadline is on the 11th of January.
Just a quick side note, I did in fact defer. Best choice I ever made. It made the difference in what grade I got. I'm really glad I did it. It was just, from that point that you see me at, another 2 weeks of snowballing amounts of emotion, stress and anxiety. 100%.
At midday. Now I have work. I work a full-time job from 6:30 to 4, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And on Friday it's only 4 hours, so I have that day. But I am in such turmoil. I just don't want to do this. I don't know what it is. I've done worse than write this dissertation, than write 6,000 words. I have done so much worse than this. But the mental block of trying to write this piece of crap, I cannot. And I've spent the last few hours just having anxiety settle. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to write this piece of work. I feel like I'm having a tantrum. I don't know whether it's because I'm being a baby. I don't know. But I don't want to do this anymore. I just want this degree over. I just want to have my grade. I just want to have my pin. And I don't want this headache anymore. I don't want to write no work. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want to get on with it. As in, not the work, as in life. I just want this behind. But and the obsession with getting like a first class so I can have a first class degree. Oi. Taking this video so that if and when I get that first, I'll remember this and I'll post it, because I know that I am not the only one in this position.
Now, I don't actually have any footage of the moment I submitted my dissertation, but this is the picture of me that Juan took the minute after I had submitted it. It was something like 11:59 on the 25th of January, and it had been a journey. At 3 a.m. that morning, Juan had tossed me into a cold shower because I was really struggling. By this point, I hadn't slept in 26 hours. The struggle was 100% worth it. I ended up getting a first class degree, and my dissertation ended up being a first class too. But truly, I don't recommend the journey I went through to get there. I had my graduation 7 months later at King's College. Looking back, during the editing process now. It's definitely emotional, but I really hope you guys liked that. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.